Now, let's meet Ani, an elf and the chosen one of the element of wind. Ani was born in the Elven Kingdom and was the younger sister of Queen Maya. Elves had long lives surpassing the ages of other beings, and even by their own standards, Ani was considered very young at around 100 years old. In their timeless world, where time flowed slowly, it was just the beginning of her long journey. While many creatures would view a centennial elf as mature and experienced, for Ani, it was just a moment in the vast stream of time she had yet to explore. Ani was also characterized by her love of freedom and adventure. She did not confine herself within the palace walls and sought to learn more about the diversity of life beyond them, finding beauty in every corner of her magical kingdom. Ani was proficient with all kinds of weapons, but her favorite was the bow and arrows. With skill and grace, she could hit a target from a great distance with high precision. Her archery prowess was exceptional, and each shot was accurate and deadly. In addition to her combat skills, Ani was incredibly beautiful, and her appearance seemed almost magical. Her charm magnetically attracted the attention of those around her. High-ranking elven men often made proposals to her, but Ani always declined. She valued her freedom and was confident that getting married could jeopardize that inviolability. Her heart belonged to freedom, and she had no desire to conform to the traditional expectations of her society. Ani strongly wished to leave the kingdom and embark on her own adventures, but she was not allowed to do so alone. Elven rules were strict, and she could only leave the kingdom in the company of her family members. Elven laws maintained strict order, and any violation was harshly punished, even among members of the royal court. Eventually, due to her selection by the element of air, Ani achieves her long-awaited goal, successfully escaping from the Elven Kingdom. This moment signifies liberation for her, opening doors to new adventures and opportunities in the world beyond her familiar walls. Elven laws and restrictions that seemed insurmountable become just a part of the past when she encounters the freedom she has long desired. Time has come, and the wizard Tyre summons the 4 chosen heroes of nature. Meeting with them, he recounts an important prophecy and declares that the chosen ones must be armed with powerful and magical weapons. Tyre explains that these weapons can only be crafted by special gnome blacksmiths residing in the depths of the gnome kingdom. At its very core, he also adds that each of the chosen ones must invest their own magical power into the crafting of their designated weapon, making it unique and ensuring that it will serve only its owner. Tyre continues his tale, emphasizing that these gnome blacksmiths are unusual beings, possessing enormous size and unparalleled mighty strength. The metal destined for the creation of the Chosen One's weapons had unique properties. It fell from the sky. This metal was extremely hard, and its origin was so mysterious and majestic that it was considered a gift from the heavens. Only blacksmiths with exceptional power could craft magnificent weapons from it. Tyre warns the Chosen Ones, highlighting that encountering these giant gnomes requires special caution. He cautions that their strength matches their mastery in the art of blacksmithing and urges the Chosen Ones to be vigilant when interacting with these super strong blacksmiths. Tyre, now go and rest. Early tomorrow, all of you will embark on a challenging and long journey that will determine the fate of this world. As the dead lands lie in the middle of the Gnome Kingdom and the Human Kingdom, and crossing this area is extremely dangerous, King Gitran of the Gnomes, along with King Raphael, decided to build a very long tunnel. This would allow the inhabitants of both kingdoms to communicate and collaborate with each other, bypassing the dead lands. The tunnel was dug through the rocks, connecting the Human Kingdom with the entrance to the underground Gnome Kingdom. In the morning, the Chosen Ones wake up, quickly gather their belongings, mount their horses, and head towards the entrance of the tunnel. However, when they reach the tunnel, they see that it is completely destroyed. Apparently, King Gitran of the Gnomes, upon returning to his kingdom, decided to destroy the tunnel to prevent anyone from entering their realm. After the failure with the destroyed tunnel, the Chosen Ones realize that they have no other choice but to venture into the kingdom of dwarves through the dead lands. Mounting their horses, they set off into the Dead Lands. Approaching the magical dome, the chosen ones decide to release the horses and proceed into the Dead Lands without them, navigating this perilous stretch more cautiously and staying unnoticed. Now let's talk a bit about the magical dome. All the wizards, led by Tyro, unite to create this magical barrier in the form of a dome. They connect the domes with a magical being named Amonir. They do this so that only members of the kingdoms can pass through the barrier. Before anyone crosses the barrier, Amonir asks the question, "Who are you, and from which kingdom?" If the answer is correct, only then can they be allowed through the barrier. Amonir cannot be deceived, and thanks to the power bestowed upon him by the wizards, he is also indestructible. However, from time to time, more powerful and malevolent creatures approach the barrier, posing a threat to its integrity. Amonir quickly sent signals to the kingdoms so that warriors could come to the aid and prevent their invasion attempts as soon as possible. Recently, Amonir, having lost some of his strength, became more vulnerable, and breaches became more frequent occurrences. Nevertheless, the royal forces were always on alert and successfully neutralized the threats. Alright, facing Amonir, the heroes find themselves in the Dead Lands. Elf Ani takes out a map, gathers everyone around, and asks which way to go. Through the swamps, the cliffs, or the forest? Looking at the map, Ani says, "Ani, let's go through the cliffs, where the air is clear and the path is visible. It will be more challenging, but I believe it's the most correct and safe way." Demeter, "Or perhaps we'll go through the swamps. I can control water, and in the swamps, I'll feel every movement. We'll be prepared for all kinds of dangers." Oreg, "What swamps? Everything is poisoned in the swamps, and you can't deal with the water there. And if we go through the rocks, we won't make it in time." Van, "We'll go through the forest. It's the shortest route, and we hope that in the forest, we'll find at least a bit of nature to help us defend against the evil creatures in the Dead Lands." The chosen ones agree with Van and decide to go through the forest, relying on nature's help.